But thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming to another episode of Everyday Black Man Podcast for authentic black male thoughts. I'm Riker. I'm joined by R. Reed, Armstead, and DJ All Might. You can follow us on Twitter at EVYD Black Men, Instagram Everyday Black Men, and Everyday Black Men Facebook page. We also have a Patreon, which is EBMP, where we have Reed's dick pics, Armstead's other fitness tips, and all kinds of really cool shit. Soon we'll have mugs and flowers to your girl, you know, the things. But we also have a special guest today. Sham is returning. So this is another podcast in a row where Shamwell has decided to grace us with himself. But right now he's cooking pasta, so you know he might be a little bit indisposed at current points in time.
That shit should be al dente by now, but if it ain't al dente by now, it's El Supe.
Look, man, I didn't set the timer, so I'm praying. All right.
Did you put the wood spoon on top? I saw it on TikTok.
Exactly. If you put the wood spoon on top, it can't go but so soft.
And then when you finish, you take a piece of the spaghetti, you throw it against the wall, see if it stick.
Exactly. If it stick, then you're good. If it
I
don't
wish
stick,
somebody would come to my fucking house and throw any article of food on my goddamn wall. You have never seen a chair fly across the hallway so quick.
Challenge accepted. I will do this. Hey man, that's what friends are for.
Al dente, smack.
Exactly. What does the al dente say to the face?
A few minutes later.
The big thing here is, unfortunately, Whoopi Goldberg thought that she was bigger than her britches. And no matter what these white people say, they always going to choose whiteness over you. That's really the real reason she got canceled, is that they chose whiteness over her. It doesn't matter if she's right. Doesn't matter if she has a cogent argument. Doesn't matter if she has a point. Doesn't matter if historically historians would probably agree with her. The only thing that matters is that white people got offended. They like to think that
she worked for them.
Well, yeah, that too. But the real reason is that I think it doesn't even have anything to say, because she didn't say anything derogatory about the Jewish community because, again, she is Jewish. The thing that really pissed people off was the fact that she said this was white people do it to white people, and white people love to kind of pull the old school Germans out from all other white people as if, you know, these Germanic tribes have really changed over the years. Newsflash, they haven't. It's mostly the same people in Germany today that were there in 1930-something when Hitler was beginning his rise. Because, you know, he wasn't allowed to be a painter. So a lot of death could have been prevented if one nigga had let his son become a fucking painter. But either way it goes, and that's a really weird world where we have Hitler as like a painter. Wouldn't be carrying Rembrandt. But either way it goes. Jewish people were not entirely offended. White people as a whole were fucking offended. Because you're basically saying that any white person could have been like Hitler. And they don't like that reality, because that makes you be like, what is about white people that makes them into mass murderers like King Leopold, who slaughtered countless people on the African continent? Don't know, but it's not really my business to find out. That's for white people to work out internally, as Toni Morrison says, and then get back to the rest of us on why y'all do this kind of fuck shit. But yeah, Whoopi, if you had been, I don't know, independent like Sager and Crystal or Joe Rogan or Dave Chappelle, yeah, you would have been able to say that, and people would have been like, it's controversial. But because you work on primetime on ABC, they was going to slap you down.
Daytime.
I mean, daytime is for ABC primetime. That's when they get all those real housewives. Not real housewives of a certain city, like the actual housewives, all, you know, like 20 million of them. They get them to buy shit based on The View. Like, that's why The View is one of their better rated shows, because obviously ain't nobody watching their news channel. So they saw that, and then they told their husbands, and their husbands told white women to be angry. So white women were angry and outraged, and they called the station, and they yelled, and it does sound like I'm doing that Dave Chappelle skit, but at the same time, they got angry, and they got something accomplished. That's why she's losing $197,000 out of her $5 million contract, because she's on suspension for 2 weeks. It's almost costing her $100,000 a week. But yeah, that's kind of what it is. I mean, I don't feel bad for her, because, I mean, she still get the rest of her money. I mean, people acting like, oh, Whoopi is losing. Not really. She still get $4.7 million. Well,
y'all know that's the same woman who said on TV. She's the same woman that said on TV and told us Bernie Sanders was a sexist. She said,
well, I mean, Bernie Sanders was sexist to fit the narrative going on at the time. I mean, he was super sexist. He was the most sexist person ever. Doesn't matter the fact that he's put forth a lot of black women and a lot of people into his campaign stuff. They just want to focus on the 3 black women who had a problem with Bernie Sanders and said that he was sexist. And then Hillary Clinton and all of, you know, the Joe Bidens of the world jumped on top of that and decided to say things. Even though Joe Biden has said the N-word before, but we don't like talking about that.
Oh, speaking of the N word, transition.
Oh, my favorite topic. So we're going back into the Joe Rogan thing. I mean, it is the music topic of, I think, the century at this current point in time, because it's such a
I don't feel like that's
no,
fair.
it's a flagrant, to quote flagrant too. It is a flagrant violation for the way that we see things, and I think that obviously Neil Young got the conversation kicked off, being as old and as white and as Canadian as he is, because I didn't even know he was Canadian. I don't really listen to Neil Young's music, but
I don't listen to him at all. Don't even lie. You don't listen to him at all.
I mean, I don't know. I know of Neil Young because Neil Young is the person who inspired young Neil and Scott Pilgrim. And I looked up all the music and the influences that Scott Pilgrim had. So I knew who Neil Young was. Could I name you a song? No. But I'm terrible at all lyrics, as most of you guys know. If you've ever had the
You don't
displeasure
need
of
to
being
know
in a
the
car
lyrics.
with me,
You just need to know the name of the song.
nigga, I don't know names of songs, nigga. As most people who've ridden in the car with me, you included, would know.
Neil Young was actually one of the producers on Lil Uzi's last album.
I don't think so. I don't
I'm gonna
think so.
call bullshit on that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call strong bullshit on that. Let me
All
look
right,
this
well,
shit up right now, because if Neil Young is
Why are you
actually
looking
produced,
that up?
I'm looking it up because holy shit, this nigga's right. What the actual fuck?
This nigga
You
lying.
why? Why did you not lie about this? I thought this was gonna be a lie. Why
I
was
told
Neil
you.
Young doing anything in 20? What was that? 2020? Yeah,
That
2020.
wasn't that like last
nigga,
year?
No, no, that was 2021.
Oh shit, it's New Year. Yeah, it's crazy.
I know. Yeah, crazy, crazy. Why
that's
was he
not how it
even?
works, bro. They just put his name on there and they use one of his samples, and technically they give him credit for it.
I mean, yeah, exactly. That's what you're saying. He's saying Neil Young
Well,
was a producer, and he
no, that's
technically was.
that's that's usually like how they do. Like if somebody like of his caliber, they like you can use the sample, but you have to add me as an EP. Or sometimes they say that's
Oh,
why there's not a that's why there's no edited no version of "Slipping" by DMX with cursing on it, because the sample clearance required that there will be no cursing on the song.
yeah, but you like the music industry crazy because I remember this like early interest to like how these bigger artists when they discover people or whatever they use them because like I remember when Crime Mob song came out and then I was always someone who's like reading like who wrote this song or that song and you look at it, it said Lil Jon. I'm just like Lil Jon didn't have nothing to do with this song before we heard it. Like what the fuck Lil Jon name was on there for? And then I was just like, oh. And then another opportunity we had, like this guy was like, "Yeah, y'all gonna use this dude's beats. I don't want to say no names." And this guy, oh, is gonna be a writer on the song. I'm just like, what?
Yeah, but I mean, they don't even scratch the surface of Neil Young and folks like that. Those old acts. Because the thing is, you're not going to sample Rick Ross for a song right now. At least
Who
they
said
probably
it
do it
was
in the
Rick
next year or
Ross?
so.
Who said it was Rick Ross? Come on, man. Oh.
I'm sorry. I jumped to conclusions. No,
Yeah.
that's why. Like, all right, think about this. There's no Jay-Z's the only person that's been able to sample Madonna, and it wasn't the song. It was just the lyrics that justify my thug. Sade won't clear any samples. Prince won't clear any samples. But those folks that do, what is it, Supertramp? That's who they used to sample "Breathe" by Fabulous, and they wanted to make that song so bad they got no money for it. Like Supertramp literally is like, we'll clip the sample, but we get 100% of everything that the revenue it generates. So Neil
Yeah.
Young's one of those people. He's one of
Yeah.
those like. But the only reason him and the Joe Rogan thing blew up is because he actually suffered from polio as a kid, and he had a lot of.
This ain't nothing about what Joe Rogan doing or nothing. It's still I don't know. Y'all anybody watch Breaking Points besides me?
Who points?
No.
From time to time, Breaking Points is a new show, Crystal and Saga from formerly The Hill.
So for a long time, let's say over the last 3 or 4 years, they've been trying to cancel Joe Rogan forever. So if they say he's whatever homophobic, racist, they don't really give a shit. The problem is he's saying something opposite. So the mainstream media, this sounds like some stupid shit, but follow me. The mainstream media, when we talk about news, we talk about CNN and MSNBC and Fox. Fox not getting involved with it, but they will eventually. So in CNN and MSNBC, if you ever watch any news by them, you'll notice what you'll see across their television. Pfizer, Pfizer, whoever the fuck, Procter and Gamble, all of them are supported by big pharmaceuticals. And the fact that Joe Rogan had people on his TV, no, not his TV show, his damn radio show saying, questioning if you should take the vaccine, period, and him saying he wasn't going to take the vaccine, that's when they really started attacking him. And my problem is all you niggas is joining on these white on white crime fights where, like, as somebody who listens to Joe Rogan and watch Joe Rogan, they have this clip circle around with him saying the N word. But let me ask you something, Riker. You're somebody who watched Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan, right, Riker?
Yeah, I watch Joe Rogan from time to
Joe
time.
Rogan. Okay, with him saying that, would you, if you were to go on his show, would he say it was wrong and be like, "Yo, that's not what I meant. I'm not this. I'm not that. Blah blah blah," and explain himself? Versus when you think of a conservative saying it, like Bill O'Neill, he'll just be like, "Well, I should be able to say it." I'll be like that. He's not that type of white guy. He's a
Yeah,
white guy
but
you can
you
talk
got
to.
to think this is where people like me say they just take a break from social media specifically because this ain't even on mainstream media yet outside of CNN, which has become social media. They're going to exaggerate the key points. They're going to take it out of context because even I knew when I saw the 2 minute tirade of him saying nigger on YouTube and all that, it was like, yeah, but there's a context to it. Like only
Correct.
thing that he said that was fucked up was the thing about Planet of the Apes because he tried to explain it on his IG. And he still insinuated that black people were monkeys. But I just think that's just the Boston in him, and he don't know no better. But it
Yeah, but
really.
now you're making excuses for your big uncle that just can't refer to anybody who's gay by anything other
Oh
than
no,
fag.
I'm not saying he was right. It was
I mean,
just the
are they
fact
a
that
fag?
he's literally he. What is it they say? You can only take so much out of the some person of where they from. Like you're only gonna take so much crack out of the cracker at this point. And he's a
I mean,
white.
you can say that, but as a black man, you start running around saying gotta have
First off,
your ass is canceled.
I do say that, but
You
you keep
just got
editing me, man. That's some ass shit. That I can't see on here. I'm getting sick of that shit. All right, you know what?
I bet you would like to, but again, the thing about it is your black ass knows you got to be on P's and Q's. I
No,
think that is the main point that NDRE has that is relevant. Is she's saying, look, I support Joe Rogan having the freedom and the ability to say whatever he wants, but I also get the freedom to say what I want. And what I'm saying right now is, I think that all these black artists should take their music the fuck off Spotify, since Spotify has admitted that they make most of their money from black music, and we need to renegotiate this deal.
the music
Because if Joe
industry
Rogan,
in total makes all
no,
this music money
no.
off of black
Fuck,
music.
fuck NDRE, because don't nobody listen to your goddamn music no more. You fell
What do
off
you
the bus.
mean, man? You
Are
don't
you
listen to
fucking sit? No,
video?
hold on. You said what, motherfucker?
You
I
don't
remember.
nobody.
Name of that song. Goddamn. I keep on
I am ready
falling.
for love.
No, motherfucker, you talking about?
Nigga, I'm talking about NARE, nigga.
Yeah, same. Like that song. I keep on falling in out of love with
That's
you.
not
Like the
her.
voice.
That's
Wait,
Alicia Keys.
oh, I don't give a fuck about any I reading.
What I'm
you are
saying
absolutely a piece of
is,
shit.
and that kind of goes to that other thing that we always talk about. Talk about black people are always looked at as a monolith, but we are just as individualistic as any other race. Why we got to do shit for black people?
but
Whoa,
And
whoa,
this,
whoa,
all
whoa.
right,
We're not as
hold on.
go ahead.
But
individualistic as everybody else.
the thing is, by us saying certain things, gaining audience for saying the wrong shit outside of a white person, even if a black person say that, and look at what's his name, Buddy, Fat Boy Whitlock, and all of them. You say some shit like that, you gain an audience just because you're rabblerizing the black. Like Joe Rogan could literally say that, get taken off of Spotify, go back to his independent platform, become even twice as big because the MAGAs and everybody else don't support him because he should be able to say nigger.
No, that's not because again, you said context matters, and either way it
No,
goes, what I'm
context
saying
matters
is,
to people like us that's gonna talk about it, but the rest of these folks ain't gonna look up that or care that. Most of the
well,
niggas that we know
they were
outside,
never listening to Joe Rogan in the first place. That's why I
that's what
really
I was
don't give
about
a
to
fuck
say.
what they got to say.
The circle of us, like outside of us, maybe two other people. How many niggas y'all know that listen to Joe Rogan?
I don't know what niggas do, bro.
Not
I have so
here.
many questions on what niggas do.
About three.
And that's the problem is that
Exactly.
a lot of people do not listen to Joe Rogan, but Joe Rogan at the current time
A lot of
frame
black people don't listen to Joe
has
Rogan.
put
How
himself.
black
Yeah,
people
yeah.
don't
But I'm
listen to
saying,
shit.
well, no. Black people do
What's the
listen to
black
stuff. You just
podcast?
don't like the
What's the
stuff that
black
they listen
podcast?
to.
What's the black podcast?
Um,
Go ahead.
two dope black chicks.
The
That's the
Ricky
number
Why do
one
I
Smiley
black
feel like?
Morning
podcast.
Show.
Why do I
That
feel
is a
like?
podcast. It's one of the leading ones. Single black females, another one. Again, our big podcasts, our big things that people should watch are almost always universally run from a point of view of a woman.
Yeah, I feel like majority of our listeners that support the everyday black man might be white boys that want to relate.
I think most of our listeners are men.
No, it's actually not that bad. Most of our casual listeners are men. Most of our engaged listeners are women,
So
and
you're
that's
saying that men are afraid of relationships?
yeah. Basically, I'm saying niggas are afraid of relationships like a motherfucker, even a relationship with a podcast audience. Or
Men don't fanatic other men unless it's like sports for the most part.
Bullshit.
I
Have you
don't.
seen Ben Shapiro?
correct.
That's white people. I'm talking about black people.
Oh, well, you should say that then. I'm just saying. You said
Exactly.
men.
You said men. That was a blanket statement, nigga. You can't make
Yeah,
these
like
blanket
I
statements.
can't.
But that's
How come nobody's
Nice.
beating him up yet? I mean, I know the obvious.
Well, no one's gonna beat Ben Shapiro up because he doesn't. If you see him in real life, you're gonna look at him and be like, "Oh, you're like a little
I
baby. Why
know
would I?"
he's the Jewish academics. I understand. It's just
Exactly.
No,
I
academics can be
sometimes
entertaining sometimes.
I sometimes
Yeah.
agree with Ben Shapiro too.
I
So
don't say everything he says is wrong. It's just sometimes when he puts an emphasis on how he
definitely,
speaks.
I know you agree with Ben Shapiro on some things. That T
When
word.
he speaks about other communities, though, that motherfucker has a little bit of an emphasis on the negative connotation rather than the upside or
Correct.
the solution
I
side.
There's
mean,
no
him
That's the
reading the
problem I have
whole
with him.
Cardi B thing with
that,
something P word, blah 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 P
Yeah,
word,
Yeah, WAP.
P
Yeah.
word,
yeah.
my wet P word.
Like
It's like
that,
Ben, like I get the fact that you don't like it, but either read it like a man or shut the fuck up.
the last episode
Woo!
with Rogan when he was talking about education in black neighborhoods, he had no commentary on how that shit's affected by the taxes and low income housing and stuff like
Oh,
that.
you mean
He
like the
literally,
basic things that anyone who's smart
yeah,
would be able to put forth?
like
But no, this is Ben Shapiro.
he legitimately blamed black people for why we don't have a good education.
yeah, but Joe Rogan put that nigga in his place though. I remember that
I
when they
mean,
were
he
Joe,
did.
talking
No,
Joe
he
about.
Rogan
did.
put hold on. Joe Rogan put hands on Ben Shapiro.
No,
Nah,
he
he
put him
put
in
it
his
in his
place
place.
verbally.
Verbal
Yeah,
accosties to
like
his little
he
squirminess.
corrected every little tidbit that Shapiro tried to say, and he had legitimate information, valid responses, and didn't even give him a wiggle room to come and put his little Shapiro
And
sauce
Ben
on it. Like
Shapiro didn't want to acknowledge the
I'm
past
still
and said
disappointed.
the past goes against the future.
Joe Rogan for not knocking out Ben Shapiro.
Yes.
Why?
No,
Why?
not a knockout. That's a knockout is pointless. You beat
I mean,
somebody.
the
They need
only
to be
thing he's gonna get is
compensated.
the only thing he's gonna get is a knockout because Joe Rogan ain't no bitch. So if he
well,
has
nah.
to fight Ben
At
Shapiro's
the,
going down by knockout.
at
Right,
the
but
end of the day, he gonna pull the "ain't can't whoop me" card to everybody that comes up to him about him
No,
saying
he
that.
gonna pull the I'm a Jewish man card. This other
No,
man
not
beat me. This
Shapiro.
is
Not Shapiro. I'm talking about
but
Rogan. Rogan.
yeah,
Oh
Yeah,
no, he had the black people on his show who's gonna whip him. Yeah, Mike Tyson on
Mike Tyson was on there.
that's different. But I'm pretty sure
yeah,
he's
but him and Mike Tyson have a communal brotherhood because they're both fighters.
so.
correct.
The thing is,
Well, Mike
the
Tyson was
conversation.
fighting.
If you hear everything he said, nigger in context, then won't nobody have nothing to say about it at all.
They're not gonna do that though.
Well,
I know
I
that's not.
disagree. I think people will still
Well,
have something in context
Well,
because
yes.
if any other white person said the N word, people would be up in arms as they rightly
well,
should be
he's not any
because
other white person.
we're the only group of people. No, for all
I
intents
said,
and
you about to
purposes, Joe
lie?
Rogan is white.
What's the
Um,
black dude? The dude I can't remember. He on social media. Donations. Donate. I forgot his name. What's that nigga name?
Uncle Umar.
Umar. Yeah, Umar's gonna have some say
Oh,
about anything
King
that any
Hotep.
white person says. No,
Yeah,
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 King
him.
Hotel.
Yeah.
no, not
I
King
mean,
Hotep
obviously.
because Hotep Jesus came out for came out for fucking Joe Rogan, and he was like, "Oh, but Biden said the N word." I'm like, "Can we punish both?" Like again,
Yes, I know,
you bring
right?
up a
Like,
valid point. Joe
let's hold
Biden
all
said the
parties
N word.
accountable.
Hold him accountable, but you can't use him as if y'all not gonna punish Joe. I'm not gonna punish the other Joe. It's like that. That's some fucking childish shit.
Hey,
What you
but
should
you know
say
what
is,
though?
"I'll punish Joe Rogan after y'all punish Biden first." Fine,
Even
that's great. Let's go with the person that's most powerful. But we all know, even if we do sanction the president of the United States and get him to admit that he's sorry for this, you're not going to punish Joe Rogan because you like him.
but Joe
Oh,
Rogan, even when he what was it? Fuck, I lost my train of thought. Go ahead.
Well, what
I
I'm
like Joe
saying is,
Rogan.
although I completely disagree with Reed on this because I think that we're the only group of people that have an asterisk next to who can say their word. Because if you said the S word, the K word, or any of them little alphabet words that people love to use, um, everybody would be coming for you, as they
What the
rightly
fuck is the
should.
S word? You say
Uh,
S as in like
No,
S,
Sasha?
oh,
Hispanic.
spirit
They
checker.
take one
Oh, my
part of
bad.
S.
that out.
Spirit
Yes.
checker.
Talking
Yeah.
Hip-
about
Y'all making this
Gotcha.
editing
Stickler.
real
Oh,
hard.
pollo
Are you,
Real
frito
are
para
you,
la
are you talking
vida.
about stick?
hard.
You're not talking about, are you?
Uh,
Uh,
you're making this editing real fucking hard. But
I mean, but
I'm
we
just
can
gonna
say
delete.
nigger
I'm
all
just
we
gonna
want.
delete
Now,
there. I'm gonna
it's
delete.
nigger. We can say nigger. I mean, I'm gonna say nigger.
You
If nigger's
can
Hold
say
cool.
on.
nigger all you
So can
want.
you
And
say?
Hey
So
man, but like
hold on. Is
some
the term
ass
spick and
niggas gonna let
span
some other people
racist?
say.
Spick and span racist then?
actually, yes, Spick and Span was called racist, so people wanted to stop saying
I want this bitch spick and span.
it. People were actually very
Hey,
pissed. That's
hey,
probably the
but
only
you know
usage of this word that I'm gonna actually leave in the podcast.
that right there though. What you were saying, that's what you reminded my point because you was on the same point when Joe Rogan did his. He was talking about. It. He was like, "That's a word that only. It's a weird word. only black people can use it. It could be a term of endearment. It can be a rap lyric. It can be like when you had to go into that, it just kind of like I hate that too because even when Ice Cube, like what a couple years ago, tried to tell somebody about that is our word. We own that word. This is like y'all trying to make it deeper than what it is. We say nigga, we ain't gonna stop saying nigga. Collectively, niggas are just gonna keep saying nigga. It's like it's there, all right, and it is what it is at that point.
Yeah, but I feel like
Yeah.
you're saying the same thing, but saying it from a different viewpoint.
No, we are saying the same thing. I'm not going against what you're saying. You just reminded me. That's what I was about to go into.
Okay.
That's
But
funny
getting
you
back to
mentioned
the
Ice Cube because Ice T in the what was it 90s? Somebody asked him about white people saying the N word or specifically his fans. He's like, look, man, I put the music out there, man, with the colors, and all these people when they listen to my music at home, they want to say the lyrics. They bought that album. Like, who am I to tell
But
them they can't sing the
have you
words?
seen Ice T's mother?
Who?
Have you seen Ice T's
white
mother
tea,
before?
white
I don't
tea. That's
remember.
his mother. His
I
mother's
I
white
don't
tea.
Yeah,
know. When did you start?
his mother looks like Aunt May.
She like his wife?
No, she looks
No,
like
she
Aunt
looks
May.
whiter than his wife.
Yeah, his mom looked like she said nigger a few times.
You ever seen this
His mom
kid
looked
and
like
it's like,
she
Well,
picked
that was bad play though.
His mama looks like she picked iced tea out of a cotton field somewhere and
Right.
said, "This is gonna be my little nigger."
Exactly, because I ain't seen that nigga with around not one black woman even before Coco.
Well, no, he was around
Name him.
black women, but they were
You
as
ain't seen
light
his
as
videos?
Coco.
They were in the movies. Yeah, New Jack City. Nigga. That was the only ones he was around.
Nah, man, he dated like 3 black women. I'm sure you can find him on YouTube right now. I'm sure you can Google him with the
So
chocolate sister.
If I can Google
he
Drake's wife, I can Google Ice T's. Anyway,
Correct.
they're not married.
That's the point that he's saying. The point you. But no, I think
Anyway,
NDRE
as you were
is a good
saying, so yeah,
financial point.
fuck NDRE, she suck a dick.
No. Thank you very
no.
much, NDIRE, for being willing to
No,
come
fuck
forward
you, NDRE.
with the ability to get artists more money. I'm always going to support that.
Hey. Also, I just want to let all y'all know I'm not deleting my Spotify app.
No,
Thank you.
nobody called for you. Even NDIRE didn't call for you to delete Spotify. I think that was
No,
what I liked the most about her was her being like Joe Rogan should be able to say what he wants. Period.
no. I'm
But
just
I
saying. No, the
also get to
other
say what I want.
white Twitter was
No. Yeah,
was
but we
doing
don't
that.
give a shit what white Twitter has to say.
Yes, we do because
Yeah,
that's how we
I
make
told you,
our
white
money.
people,
We gotta piss
white
off
people.
white.
No, sir, we're not going to piss off white Twitter because
Look
white
here,
Twitter
man.
isn't going to
If
be the
you're not
one that's
willing
going
to
to
piss
elevate us.
off, if you're not willing to piss off the niggers,
Damn it.
Again,
Like,
none of that's
damn
gonna
it.
make it into the podcast, Reed. Don't even, that's why I don't
Shit.
trip when y'all say certain things. I'm like, nigga,
Shit.
you realize
Damn.
you realize none of that shit's gonna make it off the cutting room floor. So there's no point
Damn,
in
bro.
even
You
saying
make
it.
everything but them Decepticons that be out there.
I ain't gonna talk.
In disguise.
I ain't gonna talk about this one.
Niggas in
They nice.
disguise.
Look,
I
man,
ain't
they're
gonna lie.
not robots.
Nigga, I went to look. Last week I went to Sephora with my wife, man, and I ain't gonna lie. That was hey, man. I ain't got no problem, ma'am.
Niggas in disguise. They gonna transform and beat
That's all
your ass.
you say is, hey,
Yeah,
ma'am,
look here,
calm down,
ma'am,
ma'am.
sir. Look,
it's
they
Oh,
say
ma'am.
It's
you bet how
Superman.
much? Right, like bro,
bro.
every one, and the most they did was put on a wig and lipstick. I was like, oh, y'all cheating.
Bro, I think it's like the funniest like thing when you're dealing with them is for the most part I just ignore them. Like, hey, I just ignore them.
I mean, again, within reason, you're just like, hey, I'm just trying to move through
I
this
tried to. I
social.
mean, no, I wasn't looking for him as the fuckers towered over the aisles.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, the people oftentimes who do this are people who are pretty tall, which is kind of ironic. Does height have a? I mean, again, we're never going to study this, but does height play some part in people who decide to undergo a transformation?
That's
We'll never
racist.
know.
That's
I
racist.
mean,
Nah,
you
he
can
just
say
saying
whatever
that
you
because
want.
he's shout.
I'm just saying.
He's just
I'm
saying
just
that because
saying,
he's
nigga. I
shout.
don't know. I don't know.
No, there's no statistical evidence to back up his claims. He's just saying
Hey,
that as
man,
a short
there's.
person, anybody over 6 foot is a transformer.
Hey,
I'm not
Reed.
saying
So
anybody over 6 foot.
Reed,
I'm just saying of the people
you.
who decide to transition,
I'm
how
just
many of these people are tall, and what percentage
wait.
of the tall
Riker,
industry is
Riker.
this?
I think Reed was trying to come out. He's over 6 feet, man. You messing
I
it
See,
up.
I
mean,
knew
Come
you
he
on,
was
Reed.
gonna go
probably
there.
is trying to come out.
Come on, Reed. Look, if you
All I
wanna
see
go,
is short little transformers. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Little star screens running around here. I ain't trying to be little girls. I don't know what
Look,
you talking
man.
about.
First and foremost,
Little
who are
star
these
screen
star
walking
screens?
around here.
Little
Who are
bumblebees.
these star? Who are these
Little
Little,
star
bumblebees.
screens that are running around
little,
here?
Oh,
Hey,
shit.
JB, you know you don't
little
know
mini cons
Apple.
flying around. The mini
Hey,
cons flying around.
hey, Arv, you're not allowed to talk about this, nigga. You the future Black Panther, nigga. You got to say, you got to defend.
Yeah, Black Panther, you better shut the fuck up.
You got to
I'm
defend.
laughing at what he's saying, bro, because I'm like, mini cons?
Black
What? Come
Panther
on, man.
Hey,
for your
hey.
ability to be part of
Disney has the
anything that you're in.
technology to match your voice.
Right,
They're probably
nigga, your
listening right
voice
now.
is not
Shit.
your voice is not unique. As many Apple devices as there are around me right now, bro, you better shut the fuck
See, that's
Well, they
y'all, bro.
wouldn't know
Oh,
anything
y'all be on
about
that
it
Apple
unless
shit.
they're gonna take that out the
up. Oh
podcast
shit!
anyway.
Here goes Android Hotep. Go ahead, Android Hotep.
Wait a minute,
Y'all
what? He
probably,
got Android?
y'all probably, yeah, you know what the fuck I got.
Your non-compatible software having ass, your old glitchy ass, no data sending message fucking I will get every
Before
disease
foremost,
North Korea puts out.
Android has supported many of the podcasts on this platform. You better throw
I
Android some goddamn
understand.
respect.
I know it, and those are probably the ones with the worst audio performance too.
No, those are the ones with some of the best audio, nigga.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Android done
Yeah,
say
bro.
this several times,
See,
nigga.
Apple is the white people of the phone operating systems. See, y'all over here talking about how nice it is, but it's the same shit repackaged every year. But
I
they
ain't talking
keep
about how
raising the
nice it
prices.
is.
That's
I'm talking about how
motherfucking
easy. You know
inflation.
why?
When you look at the
Because they know.
Android, and the this shit was built on Android, the foundation. Android is the black people, and you, sir, are being very self-hateful right now.
Exactly. He's the most self-hateful nigga I've ever done
You know
seen.
what? So me and my Apple device gonna tune in to the next episode of Joe Rogan's. All right.
Yeah, you and your interracial couple shit you got going on. That's
Exactly.
right.
Go ahead. You like that little black girl who's sitting in that white guy's lap and just going like, I don't date
Hey,
color. It's only
hey,
white tea
ain't
for
nobody,
me.
ain't nobody, ain't nobody ever attacked Robin for sticking to Howard Stern all these years, and we all know he probably done dropped the N bomb about 800 times.
You talking about Robin
I
Thicke?
mean,
Robin, from Howard Stern. What's her last name?
Oh, don't
Robin
nobody know.
Gibbons?
Nobody knows her last name. She's just
Robin
Robin.
Robin?
Robin, yeah. But everybody know it though, because all she did was laugh. Howard Stern say nigger. Come on,
He pays
you
me
can't
six
say
figures
nigger.
a year.
I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Sit down for like a half hour and laugh and just turn your brain off.
Yeah,
Uh,
okay. Tomorrow,
I
pharmaceutical companies paid us. Tomorrow, we'll be pro-vaccine on this podcast. That's all.
What do
That's
you
all
mean
I'm asking.
we?
but Reed. Well, first off, I've been telling y'all niggas since I came to this podcast, I can b-ball. All right, I can b-ball easily. I will hippity hop and
I
skip
can't. There's
along.
one community that can't buy me, and that's just the truth of it.
Transformers.
Is it Amy
Look,
Schumer?
man,
Yeah,
you leave
yeah,
the Amy Schumers alone
I
yeah.
don't know how I
That's it.
guessed that.
Yeah, yeah.
because they're
Amy
just
Schumer.
everywhere.
Is it
Yeah,
because
that's the
she's a
only
woman?
thing.
Because that's kind of
I
fucked
mean,
It's
no,
up.
it's because she's not funny.
Oh, I thought he was about to say because she's a woman married to a autistic guy.
he is.
Who's,
And also,
she got a
I
husband?
managed to find it while we're doing it. I found one picture of Ice-T with a black woman.
It took
That's
you
a
that
shame
long.
that it took that
Yeah,
Yeah,
long.
nigga,
man,
it
he
took
wasn't
me
trying
that
that
long.
hard. Don't let him. Don't
Nigga,
let him.
it's
Whatever.
easy. It's easy to find an old grand wizard with a picture of a black woman that was to find IC.
What is he, 10 in this picture?
Yeah, nigga, that was actually a second grade school teacher.
He's 10 in this picture, bro.
God damn.
Hey,
That
bro,
nigga
that's
don't even
like,
want to be. He don't even want to be filmed next to him on ABC. Who's this black nigga bitch in front of me?
Does his show still come on, Law and Order SVU?
oh, the
I
thing with the
never
Yeah,
dum
watched.
dum.
yeah.
I'm
Doom
What?
sorry, I've
doom.
never
That's the
watched it.
original.
What is he
That's the
doing in that
original one.
show? I don't really watch TV, but I just remember
I'm
seeing
He's
him
a
like
he's
showing up, makes a face, and
I'm a
then walks away.
detective. I'm a
That's
detective.
literally what he does.
I'm
I'm pretty sure
hardcore.
he's
What you
he
doing here?
acts as a guy who acts as he used to be a rapper who acts on a TV show.
No, he's typecast. He's just the same guy he is in everything. It's some dangerous mind. That's pretty much he is, except he's a detective now.
Oh,
I'm
like
out here
Ti.
trying
He'll
to get
take you
these
right.
kids off the streets.
He's taking these
If y'all
kids
don't know,
off
my
the
mother
street.
took crack.
From
I'm
the
from crack,
colors.
crack babies. Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
understand. Being a black man like me with white skin like this, I had to fight for everything, including my
And I still got a
850
He
lock
could
your
principles.
black
never
ass
use
up.
that many words consecutively. That's such
No, he
bullshit,
does not.
bro.
That is actually large cap. Large
Actually, he
cap.
did on Rick and Morty.
He was on Rick and
Nigga,
Morty.
that was not him. That was not him.
That was him.
That
That
was
was
not
him.
him.
That was
That
his
That was
was
voice.
not
him.
I'm
him.
telling you. That was him. That was him.
Nigga, that was not him. Show
That was him.
pull up the goddamn credits on IMDb.
I
Pull it
did,
up.
bro. I tell you that was him.
Hey, look,
That's a
if they can
line
afford,
from the
Look it up,
Logic, they can
L.
afford Ice-T. If they can afford Logic, they can afford IC.
Correct. And Logic had
No,
like
I'm
10
not saying
lines.
they couldn't. I'm not saying they couldn't afford
Is
Ice
Logic
T.
black?
I'm just
He say he
yes.
is.
Have you heard any
Nah,
of his
he's
music?
black.
That's the joke.
He spends half of his time. Exactly.
That was
Yeah.
him. Don't get swifty. Get swifty.
He used Rick and Morty to intro that last mixtape he did before he retired and came back out 2 days later.
Oh, he's gay? That's
I thought
crazy.
it was that.
You jumped you elite
It
nigga.
was that
That
hard.
was a
I'm 90%
large.
sure that's his next selling point. So maybe
Dan Harmon sound just like Ice T. I'm sorry.
No,
who?
Dan Harmon does sound like Ice T, but Ice T as an actor was not
He,
on Rick and Morty, unfortunately.
he should have did.
I wanted to shoot you so bad, my dick is hard. Like the fact that he agreed to say that line to get his black card revoked.
I'm a brother. You know
Wait,
what
Well,
he
that is?
said.
luckily
Wait,
for
he
him,
said that on a.
luckily, no,
On
no,
That's
no.
his whole.
The person
New
who was
Jack City.
impersonating him said that.
No,
Oh
on New Jack
no.
Oh,
City, he said that to Wesley Snipes. He's going to pull this trigger so bad, my dick is hard.
Every black cop that locks up black people on TV be like, you don't understand where I came from. I was
Hey,
just like you.
the greatest black cop is the one from Boys of the Hood.
Now
no,
the part that's really
It's
fucked up
Carl
is the fact.
Winslow, bro.
no. What
Yeah,
the fuck
Carl
y'all talking
Winslow.
about? It's
Carl
Bernie
Winslow?
Mac and Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood.
No, he was a
That's
real
what,
black cop.
but that's the
We're
one
talking
that he
about a
was
real black
copying.
cop, not pretend black cop.
No, he was a real black cop. I hate Whoopi Goldberg's lips because they black.
I mean, that's a real
Again,
black cop.
the thing that is the most disrespectful about his IMDb page is the fact that for the movies or for the TV shows that he's in, it's white people on the face of it,
Oh,
such
he's
as
the
Law
black
and
guy.
Order, SVU. He's been in 485 episodes, but they have a white woman on the cover.
I mean, she took over the show. It was her and the white guys. They're the second team. Stabler and
Well,
whatever
no,
her
no,
name
no.
was, the number one.
I get that, but I'm just saying, like, we
Hey,
know
If
he's
he
bro,
on that
wanted,
TV
if
show.
he
Y'all
I
wanted
could have
don't
showed
watch.
one
recognition,
picture of him.
he should have went to work for Shonda Rhimes.
I don't watch at least 200 episodes of that show, bro. So I know about that show. That and
I
Criminal
mean,
Intent.
Eventually.
I wanted to expand a little bit on the whole Miss USA 2019 thing that happened. So Cheslie Kryst, you
Rest in
know,
peace. He
Yeah,
was a
2 years
bad.
she.
ago.
Well, no, it's not just rest in peace. We got to have a
Oh,
whole
she
honest
died.
conversation about this. Yeah, yeah. So
No,
she
she
committed
killed
suicide
herself.
like a G. She jumped
Yeah.
off of her terrace and fell to her death. Like she didn't go the route that women normally go, which is pills.
Oh,
But
terrorist. I thought you said terrorist. Sorry.
no, not terrorists. Terrorists. Um,
First,
but Cheslie Kryst is another example of what we be telling black women, which is before you get all these degrees, you need to make sure that you understand the path that you're on. So she had multiple degrees, she had widespread success, and a wonderful career at Extra and other guest appearances, but she still committed suicide. She is a Polish Black American. Her mother was Black, her father was Polish. She
Oh,
had several brothers and one sister. Her parents divorced while she was in school, but her mother remarried another white guy. And he was, a guiding light in her life.
wait a minute, are
She,
you talking about the Miss America person that died and killed herself?
yes, Miss USA, Miss USA.
Yeah.
We'll get into why a little bit later. But basically, her stepfather really supported her and encouraged her to do whatever it is that she believed in, including when she wanted to become a lawyer. Nobody else supported her, including her mother, but they don't talk about that part. But her stepfather, he was the only person who said that he encouraged her and that he wanted to be there, which is why instead of her mother holding the Bible as she was sworn in, it was her stepfather, because again, he was the only person that actually believed in her. So she overcame a lot of these setbacks to become the model that she became. She actually tried for Miss America and she failed every single time. I think the highest she got in Miss America was third place, and that was the um, first time she tried. Then she got like top five, and then like the last time she was top 10. So she went progressively down. But when she went into the Miss USA or Miss Universe system, that is when she failed the first time, but she managed to get in there when she was like 28. I think that's the last year that you could be for that. Whereas Miss America, you get aged out at like 25 or 26. It's kind of different. But
racist.
before all of this,
I
she
mean, who looks
basically
better
went to
than a
school.
25-year-old?
I mean, yeah, she went to school in South Carolina, and when she was talking about what she wanted to do after her first degree, which I don't know what that is, she said that she wanted to become a lawyer and be and have an MBA because she wanted to open up her own practice one day. And every lawyer that knew her told her she should not be a lawyer. And she persisted, ended up graduating and, getting both her MBA as well as her legal law degree. But after 18 months, she quit. And the reason that she quit is because of billable hours. So if you're not aware of it, billable hours means that each lawyer must have something like, let's say, 2,400 hours every single year. And basically what that means is that you work at least 50 hours a week. And that's because billable hours are only hours that you can actually bill for things. That doesn't count for your lunch, doesn't count for your coffee breaks or anything else. It's only the hours that you're actually working on cases or going to depositions or things of that nature. That's the stuff that you can actually do. And one of the other reasons that she said she didn't want to be a lawyer anymore is because she was like, whenever I go in the room, people think that I'm, like a paralegal or something. It's like, well, I mean, you're a black woman, you're going to have adversity. If you're a black man and you show up in a suit, the lawyer because she actually told the story, the lawyer who the movie with Michael B. Jordan was based off of, he actually overcame similar trials. This is back when they still killed niggas in the street. And
Like
he
Creed?
showed up.
He
No,
wasn't
no,
a
no, no,
lawyer in
no, no.
Creed.
Actually, killed niggas in the streets, like
Uh,
hung them
No, he
up
said the
in the
movie was
South.
Creed. No.
Same thing. It was Apollo Creed's son as a lawyer. I remember that movie. It was a good movie. I didn't watch.
It was a great movie, and it was not about Apollo's son, who was a lawyer.
Nigga, ain't no lawyers that swole.
No, nigga. First and foremost, the movie was Mercy, and he didn't
You gonna
spend
be
that
real
much
with you.
time being
Why is his
swole.
chin look like that? Why is his chin look like that?
Let him finish the story
Nigga,
because
he just got.
I saw the story, but I didn't want to read it because it looked like it was wrong.
No, all right.
It, it was
let's
it
bring
was
it back. Let's bring it
extremely, it was
back. Let's bring
extremely
it back.
long.
My bad.
But bringing it back and skipping the Mercy story, which if you haven't seen the movie, you should definitely see it. Basically, when the lawyer actually sat down at the table, the judge told him that he needed to have his counsel there, and he was like, "Excuse me, sir, I'm actually the lawyer." And the judge was like, "Oh, niggers get to do law?" And that's the kind of adversity you were getting in like the 1950s versus Miss Crit, people telling her that they didn't believe that she's a lawyer, or the fact that when she would go to court cases in North Carolina, I didn't know this, you're not allowed to bring in your phone or your laptop unless you're a lawyer. So she would all the time have to show people her bar card, and she thought that this was such a huge inconvenience and showed that white people didn't believe that she was a real lawyer. And it's like, I mean, you've never seen the justice system? Like, white people do everything they can to fuck black people over. Why do you think they wouldn't make you show your bar card? Like, that's not a real thing. Just say that you don't like billable hours and you feel like nobody respects you. And even though you make a large amount of money, living in South Carolina and North Carolina is crappy. And therefore, you decide to become a model because during school and during this whole time that she was, going from college through the MBA slash law school, she was still trying out for modeling gigs. So she was like a super career student, which is why she never had any long term boyfriends or anything like that during the time period that this was. She did ask out a white guy and ask him, like, hey, he was like, hey, if I'm dating you, like, can I say the N word? And she was like, this was so creepy. I'm like, I mean, you went for a white guy. What did you think?
But
I
what
don't
did she
know.
answer though?
She said no, and that
Okay.
she would not allow him to do that, and there was no second date.
Hmm.
But the
Understood.
main point here is that she became very successful. But success doesn't make women happy. Women generally, and I mean, this is Riker's opinion, so you can do whatever you want to do with it. From what I've seen, what I've observed, what I've read, women like intangible things. So things that don't have a specific value. While men tend to like tangible things. Like if my nigga woke up in a new Bugatti, he's gonna be really fucking happy because he got a Bugatti and he's gonna go to the strip club and grab some Magic City booty. But for women like feeling like they've done something that matters. That's why you have so many women who are teachers or so many women who are guidance counselors or so many women who have wonderful things that they do in their lives that aren't necessarily adding tangible values to society. And for her, despite the fact that she was successful, despite the fact that she was Miss fucking USA, which only, there's going to be like what, maybe 100 of you living at a given time that were Miss USA at some point in time. Like you're an exclusive class in an exclusive class.
Unless Steve Harvey does the results, it might be two. Who knows?
I mean, if Steve Harvey does the results, might be 250. Y'all don't know, don't know.
Let's leave Mr.
But
Potato Head out of this.
hey, look, Mr. Potato Head aside, she tried to think that degrees and having a large closet and living in New York and having all these wonderful things would add value to her life, but it didn't. And that's why she committed suicide because she was depressed. The person who was most fucked up about this was obviously her stepdad because they were like ride or die. And it's rare for a woman to not only divorce a man who was involved in his kid's life, and she had 4 kids by the first guy, but marry another guy and have another 2 kids and still be just as involved in the 4 kids' lives as he is in the 2 kids that he actually had. So shout out to him. I'll give that guy. I mean, she had a thing for foreign men, and maybe that's something that women who are like that should look into more. But it's one of those things where it's a very sad story. But the whole story needs to be told. Don't just be sad about her death. You need to understand that despite all the things that people are telling you that material possessions are going to make you happy, for the most part, women want to be taken care of, and women want a life that is interesting, but not necessarily improved upon by material things. Because Miss Crit had all the material things that one could want. All the Gucci bags, Prada this, Gucci that, Fendi this, and still she committed suicide. It's not that there's an epidemic of black women having mental health problems, because there's an epidemic of everyone having mental health problems. The difference here is the fact that she was very much sane. And like her last conversation with her mom, she expressed that, she was feeling a little bit down. Her mom was going to, spend some time with her and do some things. But unfortunately, the girl had already made the decision to commit suicide before then. So it turned into, slightly bad thing for her, because as a mother, no mother should have to bury a child. But when people are telling you things like, hey, you should probably think more so about what you're doing, as those lawyers told her that being a lawyer wouldn't actually make her happy, maybe you should fucking listen to them, because maybe lawyers know about their field. It's like whenever people want to tell you about insert whatever your field is and how they know this and they know that. Nah, listen to the nigga who's actually in the field, because they tend to know those things. What are your thoughts on this? Like, why do women often not listen to the writing that's on the wall?
Question. I feel like it's almost kind of a loaded question. Be like, women don't typically like material things, but I feel like I don't know, that kind of seems like fallacious in some ways, but it's not a complete statement
Hold on,
in and of
man. You
itself.
just used a big word.
Stress
My
of the
bad.
vernacular. No, we reward niggas for using big words here.
Yes, let's raise the bar. But I don't know, for a woman to be chasing things that she can get an intangible high from, so to speak, and then compare it to the male version or males, I feel like, at least in this day and age, it's not quite true, because while women do want to feel that way, I feel like it also is hand in hand, especially nowadays with things that are very tangible. At least being able to receive from it. Like, you got the OnlyFans, you got the IG pages, all that because of social media, and they have the views and the
But would you
likes.
say those women are actually happy?
Well, no, but I
What
That's
women
what I'm
can't.
ever
saying.
happy though?
Is that no? That's a lie. There's plenty of
No.
women that are very happy in very traditional
But
societies.
whose fault? Whose fault is it that they're not happy? Like, let's not make it a one of
Everyone's
those sob
Because
stories
happiness
to
is
where
sham. You don't want to be happy. You want to be content. Happiness is fleeting.
no. She wanted a
Well,
level of
that's a
prestige.
that's a different that's a different thing that we'll take on in a second, Reed.
It
But
sounded
Right.
like she
continue,
wanted a
DJ.
level of prestige that she in a different see in the professional world, which didn't work. Now, granted, there might have been some other demons, but I'm not. I feel bad that she's gone and that she felt like that was the only way out. But
It was.
I'm not going.
It's one
I'm
of those
not going to
people
buy.
who. Go
I'm not
ahead.
going to buy into the whole thing that it's everybody else's fault that you weren't happy. Like, that's your fault.
Well, no, we're not saying that it's everyone
Like,
else's fault.
Mm.
But continue.
One thing he said is, you think it was more because she was acknowledged for her beauty, and she was just like, but I have brains too.
I think
Well,
she
I
fell
don't
into.
think so, because she
No. I think
she
she did
had
fall into
a
that.
okay. So you're making the argument that she was falling into the trap of people always looking at her as being
She
gorgeous.
she, she fell into the trap of she honestly reached the height of the heights of what let's say an IG or social media girl that grows up in this time period wanted. But the thing was that wasn't her desire. She went that as an constellation, and it wasn't ultimately what she wanted. But I think there were some other things that probably went along with it, because coming from somebody that's only known for their aesthetics, their beauty, and everything, there might have been some shit that we don't know about. And she probably wouldn't feel comfortable talking about it, and something led her to that. So I'll buy more into that more than her not being happy. I think something happened that we don't know about, and she just was like, it's a never ending thing, and she felt like taking her life was the only way out.
I agree with that. I also think that there's a little. So she has had another issue is that people don't talk about things. She was supported by her father, but it could also just be as much a distance between her and actually having anybody close to her to feel comfortable enough to share whatever pain that might have been ailing her that led up to that, beyond just what we're talking about as far as, the legal bar and the Miss USA stuff. And I mean, like he said, the main issue could be something that happened long before this that was never reported, but she never actually either saw it or felt like she could be helped.
Okay, I feel that. Because one of the last interviews that she did was actually Denzel Washington, and she asked him a question about how he handles people who say things negatively about, him, and he kind of gave her an answer like, I mean,
Who
you
the
kind of
fuck
take the
says
good, take the
anything
bad.
negatively about fucking Denzel Washington?
I don't know who these people are, but they need to get their asses together because we will kill your ass over Denzel fucking
Well,
Washington.
you
All
know
right.
what though, but that's a common problem that's out there, regardless if you're on that tier where you can actually talk to Denzel or you're somewhere that's a fan of. Just because these celebrities have been able to navigate and age in this world doesn't mean they're equipped to fucking answer those type of questions. Like,
Look at Bill Cosby.
yeah, true. Or look at fucking Steve Harvey. Why the fuck was he somebody built to give relationship advice? The nigga got married how many times to a woman that was married how many times?
Like, he
Like,
was
Look,
just
first
first
of
and
trying to
all,
get it
foremost,
right,
don't
bro.
you
The
don't you
the, the
come from
correct
a
answer is enough.
he's
yeah,
been
yeah.
married enough times
How many
to know
times
what
would
is
you get
wrong.
married to get it right? Ain't you on marriage number 2, sir?
I ain't giving nobody no advice either. I'm just saying, like, look here, guys. You want to make sure that you love the right woman because if you don't, you're gonna leave her for the white woman. And, like
Can't be
these niggas
married
out
shit
here
that
trying
women
to.
want to hear.
It's just the fact that, like, and even still, like, let's say I got a sociology degree or something like that, that where it puts me at least in a better position than somebody that, well, you know what? I got married 5 times and I'm rich. I think I
I don't
might be
think
in the
so,
best
man.
position.
I met a girl with a
No,
sociology
I
degree. That
think
bitch is
there's
nuts. That
I
bitch is
mean,
on what?
nuts.
well, the problem with sociology is that a lot of people get it and they think that because they can study statistics, they all of a sudden know the world.
Yeah.
And it's like there's a world beyond statistics, and you have to also look at each encounter and still look at it from a human point of view. Otherwise, I mean, we may as well
Oh
just
my
let.
God. You just got fresh and fitted right here because that's the truth.
I mean, no, it's not fresh and fitting. It's like the problem with people is that oftentimes there's nuance in statistics. Like even when we bring up like some of the statistics on black relationships and stuff, there's
Black Lives
still
Matter.
going to be differences with kind of what people see versus what actually is out there. Because going into
Facts.
the next topic, and this kind of draws into the same thing. Like Tariq Nasheed is again continuing to be on his worst behavior and his anti-diaspora conversations in the video that I kind of linked in here. I don't know if you watched it, but basically, like he was arguing with one guy who obviously
The
wasn't
video
very
I
good at
sent you.
arguing.
Who is Tariq
Yeah, the
Nasheed?
video. And the Tariq Nasheed is a pro-black FBA guy who married a white woman. Not that
Oh,
that's necessarily entirely the most relevant, but it's relevant for the fact that he has such an anti-immigrant hard-on. And I think part of it is he enjoys the fact that one thing that people don't give Tariq Nasheed enough credit for is the fact that he has a um, very good speaking voice when it comes to that kind of stuff. And he doesn't get overly like Kevin Samuels, where he just gets like, hey, you need to shut the fuck up right now. Like, Tariq Nasheed will let you say your whole piece and then say your entire argument is invalid. You're
But
stupid, and I don't know why you're here.
his thing,
but
the
does he
thing
say
that
why?
Yeah, I can tell
No,
you
because
why.
that's the problem with
yeah,
Tariq
He did
Nasheed
say why.
is that
yeah.
no, he doesn't say
But
why. Like,
his whys are questionable, man, because that man has a whole documentary series that's on YouTube that it would be so much more relevant if he didn't throw in the black conspiracy phrases that are all in there. Like
Yeah.
he falls, he's very that's his weak.
you
That is
leave Hidden
the
Colors
chink in
1 through
his.
4 alone.
But that's his cheek. That's his cheek, though. That's the thing that drives me nuts. If he were to stick away from that and get into the opinions of conspiracy, a lot of things he say would be so relevant in the argument. But the
Well,
minute
no,
he
it's not that
diverts,
they'd be so relevant. It's that they would be more relevant and harder to argue because half of what
yeah,
people do to shoot down Tariq Nasheed is be like, nigga, you believe the people in Egypt, like he's basically, Tariq Nasheed on many subjects is basically those black Israelites we had on the podcast about 6 weeks ago.
Old
On
yeah,
many
Testament?
yeah,
subjects, they
yeah,
Big
align
he
time.
is.
100%.
He
being
is.
like, first
So
and
And that's
foremost,
the
one,
to do
problem.
with the.
hold on. We getting off subject. He was talking about his issue with immigrants. I don't think he has an issue with immigrants as a whole. He has an issue with the immigrants who come over here and think that
Your wife is an
Americans.
immigrant.
Hold on, wait.
Exactly.
He has. Hold on. He has an issue with immigrants that are that come here and think that the black people here aren't doing their job, and that's why they're not successful.
But most of the people who are in the conversation that you had that you brought up weren't saying black people here. Tariq Nasheed is coming here being like, well, why did you leave your country? It's like, nigga, the same reason most people leave their country to come to America. It's better
No, no,
here.
no, no, no,
That
no,
is
no, 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 no. No, he was talking about. You had to listen to the whole thing. An earlier comment, they were like, I went to find the whole thing. They
who's
were like,
they?
The
no, the
people,
whole
bro.
this is like a 5 hour conversation. I don't know any of their names.
I get that. I
But
get that.
other than him.
I get that there's
And what
nuance
he's
to it
saying
in
is
that sense.
some of the
Hold on.
people here was like, they were like, well, y'all been whatever white supremacy forever, blah blah blah. Won't y'all been doing it for so long? Won't y'all fix it here? And then his counter argument was like, well, why did y'all leave y'all country when y'all outnumber the people that there who are allegedly putting white supremacy on you? Why aren't you doing anything there?
But the problem is that conversation is the whole premise is based on bullshit. We know exactly why African countries are in the state that they are. You basically gave niggas freedom, and most of them have had it for what, 40, almost 50 years going on to this
It's
current
longer
time
than that.
of affairs? No. Most of these countries didn't get out to the 1960s, 1970s. So that
It's
is,
longer than
yeah,
that. You're talking about South Africa and apartheid and stuff.
no. I'm
No,
talking
some
about
of those
most
countries
countries
were
because
independent
Nigeria
before
wasn't
then.
until 1963, I believe. And that still is not yet 60 years. That's 50 something years.
But they still outnumber their oppressors. You
But
know what he
the
really
thing,
saying. You know
Hold
what
on.
he
but the
really
problem
fucking
is most black people are not most black people, regardless of where they are not violent criminals. That's the only reason
saying.
black people haven't risen up against white people the
Yeah,
way that
that's
we
what he
should.
really fucking saying, and you know it.
I know, but that's
That's
the
what he
problem
really
is
fucking saying.
that is making a poor argument because that assumes that black people are violent. We're not a
Yeah.
That
violent
doesn't
group of
assume you're
people.
violent. Everybody's fucking violent. They're human.
No. Black
I
people
am pretty
aren't
violent.
violent. No, nigga, you are a black Israelite that's not in Israel. That's a difference.
I never said that, but hey, we can continue.
No.
Are there
I meant
benefits?
with your
Can I get
level. I
like
meant
some
with your
money
level.
for?
I meant your level of aggression that you have. Like you like,
Oh,
hey, yeah. Your level of aggression comes off as a black
Militantly.
Israelite. Yeah. You're militant. You're not just aggressive for no reason. Like you're militant. Like, look, what I got to do.
There's
If I got to
purpose
do it, I
I
got to
don't
behind
do
like
your
it.
that word.
actions.
I'm gonna be honest with you for reasons.
I know you don't like it, but
But
that's
go ahead.
because we've taken being militant and made it into something bad because white people don't like black people who are,
What?
in their words,
No, I don't like it
radicalized.
because I was in the military. What are you talking about, bro?
That's why I thought he didn't like it.
Yeah, I thought so too.
but getting back to the point with Tariq Nasheed, anyone who has studied any of these countries and their history long enough understands the reason why these countries didn't have the quote unquote utopia kind of thing that people were thinking we are going to have is the same reason that Liberia, the country where most of these Africans who were talked to by Marcus Garvey became just the same as any of these other
Hey,
African states.
before we go further, let's I always want to acknowledge the fact that as much as part of Black history, Marcus Garvey is an important, intricate part. He was pro genocide. Continue.
Yeah. But the thing about it is they don't talk about their genocide of people as Whoopi Goldberg found out. So we're not talking about ours.
I know. I just want to bring that up, like, because that's the way. That's the one
You
we
can
point we
bring that
got.
up, but at the same
That's the one we
time,
point we got
the
with him. I
KKK
mean,
agreeing with Marcus Garvey is not a knock on Marcus Garvey
it's
because
not. It's not. I wanted to make sure we acknowledge that for those folks that be looking for our weak
it's
points.
acknowledged so that
Yeah,
people do not come up in here and be like, "But Marcus Garvey is
exactly,
pro genocide." It's like,
exactly.
yeah,
We
a lot of
gotta
people
we gotta
Got a
cover those
fire ass
weak points
album
of
though.
ours.
Yeah.
exactly. He got a fire.
Father, Father, kill their kids and children
Yeah.
too.
Got the Bill Cosby.
It's so fucked up, but it's right. But the thing about it is, when white people did white supremacy and then eventually decided that they were going to gift back things to the blacks, they also made sure to make it so that only the black people who would be in power are the black people who were going to give them their 10 to 30% cut, or in the case of France, 50 to 70%, because France is one of the most evil countries of all time. Fuck them niggas and fuck
but
everybody who's like
but but
France
but
is.
but
A beautiful
France
country,
might have
though.
been the most evil countries out there, but they were the ones that first did the rise up and kill all of their oppressors.
No,
By the way.
because they killed specific oppressors, and then they elected people who were more corrupt than the people that they killed.
Yeah, but the fact is, they were brave enough to
That's
kill them
America.
niggas. That you
Oh, you
got to
talking
No,
about
no,
kill
no,
Cuba?
niggas.
no, 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 no. Look at French history. France, when they
No,
did all the
no.
The
guillotines,
French
Sorry for
Revolution,
you.
what?
the French Revolution was pretty
You
brutal.
refuse to
They,
look at France?
Yeah, no. I live in America. Fuck that. Fuck out of back
no,
to
but no,
subject.
no, no. And the reason why that's important is that was the revolution that inspired all the revolutions afterwards because them
Well,
niggas
no, no.
actually woke up.
Nah, that's
I
just what
get their
white people start.
historical. I get their historical context. Like, don't get me wrong. I get their historical context. But the
White
problem with
historical
France,
context.
again, I get the historical context.
White historical
It,
context.
they rose up
Exactly.
and actually did something. That was the one. Even though they led to back to the same vicious cycle, they were the ones that actually did something about it against their own government or the
Yeah,
parliament.
Yeah.
Napoleon got kicked out
Unlike
like
most
3 times and kept coming back.
people.
I
God
think it
damn.
was like 3 or 4 times.
I'm just saying you got to acknowledge the fact that them niggas got tired of it and they actually killed some motherfuckers, and they just put worse people in places
I'm
of power.
not. I'm
Put the
not
old people
disagreeing
back
with
in
you
I'm
there.
not
power.
talking to you. I'm talking to the other ignorant niggas.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. I said it. I
He's
said
saying
it.
you're an ignorant nigga.
I
that's
mean,
hurtful.
He
if you
said
didn't
other.
realize he was gonna say other ignorant niggas, then I mean, nigga, I don't know what. But the main point here that I
Oh,
have for
I say
Tariq
nigga a
Nasheed,
lot, nigga.
I know you do, nigga. But at the
You say
Agreed.
same
me wrong
time,
too,
white people put in power the people who are going to give them
nigga.
exactly what they wanted. And that is why whenever people are like, yeah, but why didn't black people just continue to rise up and kick out all these foreigners? Because deals,
They're
nigga.
doing it now in
Deals.
South Africa.
No,
South
no, no.
Africa.
South Africa's doing it, but not really, because again,
Yeah.
South Africa has a number of different problems. One of them is gang warfare. Another is drug epidemic. Another is sharecropper versus communal farmland rights. And then you've got like 6 or 7 other ones, including the fact that the government is basically sons and daughters of the Dutch people with a black face on the front. It's basically Barack Obama. Like, hey, I'm going to
Hey
come in here
now,
and
No,
we're
he
going to do
did
the
it.
right
that was a
thing.
good movie. First of all,
It was a good movie. But I'm just saying, like, Nelson Mandela may have been a good political figure, and he may have had the best of intentions. But look at where South Africa is now.
hey,
Because as quickly as he
He
was able to
died
put
twice
together
in our
something good,
lifetime.
he did get to die twice in our lifetime. Because he died once
In the
when
90s,
he
and then
got
he
this.
died when Obama got elected.
Correct, correct. He died twice in our lifetime. Once in the conspiracy theory, and once when Obama got elected.
No, nigga, he died when I was a kid. I remember that shit. I'm telling you, that nigga
Nigga,
died.
no,
he was in
no, no,
jail
no,
when you was a kid.
no. People, he was
No,
misreported. It was a misreport. So what he's
Yeah,
saying is
you thinking
true.
of Moore's? You thinking of Morgan Freeman, nigga?
No.
it
He's
never
right.
affect,
They
bro.
did
He died
they
twice.
mistakenly reported him as dead.
No, I know. I'm just being facetious. I'm
But we
sorry.
ain't hear nothing about him until he died again.
Also, Morgan
I mean,
Freeman
no,
did a good job as Nelson Mandela.
yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. That
He
was a
did.
great movie.
That
Morgan
movie
Freeman,
called
damn,
King of
you talking
Frosty.
about the man that I promise you, when Morgan, I'm sorry, on topic, but when he dies, nobody's going to mourn because, like, God went to go back and be God. That's like,
Exactly. That's
We're in
literally what
meme
it is.
culture. Who
Morgan
dies that
Freeman.
we mourn? People didn't even mourn Betty White. They memed it in a sad way,
hey,
but
hey,
also uplifting.
Like,
they
wait,
mourned
that
Paul
wasn't
Walker,
Morgan
and then he
Freeman.
became a meme.
That wasn't Morgan Freeman that played Nelson Mandela. It was that other light skinned nigga.
Not the nigga from
It
the
was
Jamie
two
No,
Foxx show.
versions of it.
we're talking about the soccer movie Mandela, not
Yeah.
the other movie Mandela.
Oh, that was
Oh, I
Idris
wasn't.
Elba. I was just saying
Oh,
people
you
mistaken.
talking about in that case? Then Reed is right, because that wasn't Mandela. That was soccer nigga Mandela.
That light skinned old nigga. The other old light skinned nigga with a deep voice.
I was just saying that
Uh,
Morgan Freeman is very
That nigga
similar
name.
looking to Nelson Mandela. That's pretty much what I was going to. If you look at them, they kind of look like they're related.
No, it was that light skinned nigga. That what is his name?
oh, you talking about
Look,
Terrence Nova, Trevor Noah?
he
Nah, you're
looked
not
like
talking
an
about Trevor
old
Noah.
ass Trevor Noah.
Trevor Noah wasn't a thing then.
Pretty sure he was
Idris
alive.
Elba was the second movie. The first movie was who was it? I know what he talking about. I can't remember who it was though.
Old light skinned nigga played him with the
They
gap.
always put Will Smith. No, okay.
That's Independence Day.
What's
Epps.
that motherfucker? Michael Strahan.
We don't know that nigga name.
That's how bad the movie was, nigga. So was the
No, I
second one.
don't know,
All the
nigga. We
Mandela
didn't
movies.
watch the movie. I didn't watch either of the
Oh,
movies.
was the Last King of England or Ireland or some shit like
Yeah, the
that?
Last King of Scotland.
Scotland. Yeah,
Oh,
that was. Oh,
Braveheart.
man.
Hold on,
No,
nah.
that was
Oh
nigga with the
no,
bad eye.
not the Last
Nigga
King
with
of
the bad eye.
Scotland. Not damn the nigga, not Cedric.
The
No,
Um,
the
Entertainer.
nigga. The
not
nigga
Steve.
that
The nigga who
Forrest
actually
Whitaker. Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker.
No, it's
Oh,
Forrest
with the
Whitaker.
eye. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in Black
Yeah.
Panther. It's
So he
crazy.
played. He's in everything, nigga. That's our goat. The goat that nobody respects because he has
He
a
wasn't
bad
in
eye.
Bruce Almighty.
Forrest Whitaker.
Move.
True.
Forrest Whitaker is a black goat.
Forrest
He
Whitaker.
was in the
That's not the
movie.
light skinned nigga I'm talking about. There's the other light skinned nigga.
There's no other light skin. No, Will Smith played the fucking another
No,
doctor
he's
that was from Africa.
older. He was in Black Panther, wasn't he? The guy I'm talking about. I think he
There
played
was no light
No,
skinned
that
people
was
in Black
Forrest
Panther. What's
Whitaker.
wrong with you?
Oh,
Bro, that's not.
you talking about Black Panther's father?
Who was that?
I don't know that nigga name. He had two frog guys. Huh?
Anyway,
Who was the
France
nigga?
ain't
Reed,
shit.
you high, man. Look, man, just tell everybody you been drinking, dog.
Bro, the
Be real.
other
Be real
like
with people.
two old niggas. It's like three
What's the
old
name of the
niggas.
movie, Reed?
There's only
Black
two
Panther.
movies where Mandela was represented and like it was the key point. Every other movie was like he was a mention.
Old black actors. They ain't gonna come up with nothing.
Anyway, well, keep going though.
I'll find this nigga, bro.
All I'm saying is
You're gonna
France
find
ain't
this nigga
shit.
and realize that nobody knows nor cares.
I found this nigga, bro. I don't know this nigga name.
But
I
you
got a
found him?
picture of him.
You
See, I found you, nigga. Don't
James
you
Earl
run from
Jones, nigga.
me.
Oh,
James
he
Earl
was
Jones played
Morpheus,
Mandela.
bro.
They
Morpheus.
Yeah, but that ain't the same thing.
Lawrence
That ain't the same
Fishburne.
thing as Nelson
Lawrence
Mandela,
Fishburne.
nigga.
No, he played Nelson Mandela in one of the movies.
Nigga,
All
I have
right.
not seen that on his IMDb, nigga.
I don't know.
What this nigga did.
You high, man. You
Oh,
high,
literally the
dog.
first thing that shows up when I typed in Mandela effect James Earl Jones.
Mandela effect. Like that ain't the same thing as Nelson Mandela. Mandela has multiple fucking meanings.
No, I think that people funnily enough, the Mandela effect is in action and people thinking that James Earl Jones played Nelson
Yeah,
Mandela.
that's what I'm
Exactly.
saying. I have an African Mandela tatted on me. It don't mean it has anything to do with Nelson Mandela.
Hold on, what do you
They
mean?
just
Like you
played
have
him
like a
because he did. It's one of the movies. Nelson
Mandela,
Mandela, one of the movies.
Mandela,
One of the movies
Mandela, and
that's not
Mandela's
actually
the same
listed on his fucking IMDb.
Again, bro, we got into a different
after school
generation,
special.
bro. I mean, you got
It
into
has
a
nothing to do
different
with
universe.
generation, nigga. I can go back through this nigga's entire career.
No,
This
bro,
nigga was
it's
in
Nelson
Naked Gun
Mandela
33.
effect. Bro, it's because of that. Bro,
Naked
we in a
Gun
different
33.
universe. You ain't heard, bro. We just want to go home.
What?
Nigga, you are full of shit.
I can't stand
Bro.
this man.
Just like when
it-
Sinbad was playing that genie and nobody act like that shit never happened when
I
we
seen
all
that
saw that
movie,
shit.
man. I
I
I'm
seen
remember it.
telling
Sham,
you.
dog. I remember that movie. It was
I do too.
horrible.
You done mixed up with Shaq. Nigga, I know what Shaq and Sinbad look like. I'm not fucking stupid.
That
I think
movie,
I
hey,
still
that's
have that
wild.
movie actually.
You ain't got
I'm
it.
about to say my cousin
You
got
ain't
that
got it.
movie somewhere in the crib in the bar. I remember I was watching that shit because it was trash back then.
I used to like that movie, but I wasn't allowed to watch TV that often.
I like
Yeah.
Nigga,
First
no,
Kid when
let's
Sinbad
not
was
go into
forced to
your
protect a white boy.
let's not go into your life.
And he said, Luke, I am your father, not no, I am your father. I'm telling y'all, nigga.
I don't believe you. Everything you say is
You
a
just
lie.
want to go home.
Like my both of
Everything
you.
this nigga saying is a lie.
Me or him?
Both of y'all.
Cool.
Mickey
Both.
Mouse had overalls. Curious George had a tail. These niggas is lying to you. It's Aunt Jemima, not Aunt Jemima.
And Jemima.
Wait a
You
minute, wait a minute.
sound
Jemima.
White history has removed her from the
Oh
books, nigga. I
shit.
don't know what
So
you're
when
talking about.
the Hotep disease has infected Reed, he's
I think
now
it's
fully Hotep.
Pearl Millings. Pearl Millings, look, they removed the black woman. That's what I'm saying. Now they gonna put her in Black Panther.
Again,
yo.
as
She
I
could
was
be the
saying,
Oracle.
it could be
The
Neo come
Oracle
home.
died during the Matrix, and then they got a new Oracle. I'm
Bitch
telling
was in
y'all.
Poetic
The
Justice,
second
man. I
coming.
promise you.
I
He was
typed
in
in
Poetic
Aunt
Justice.
Jemima into Google, and one of the things people also searched for was Mrs. Buttersworth, Punta Kinte, Uncle Remus, Aunt May. The fuck?
I'm
Aunt May,
telling you,
where did
bro.
she come
Mate.
from?
Like Spider Man, Aunt May. Like
I know, but
I
why is
love
she
how James
mentioned
Earl
in them niggas?
Jones was the narrator of the second coming of Jesus with a historically accurate Jesus, and they're like, this was a short film.
you talking about
Yeah,
Blix?
because you had a black man as Jesus. That's why.
Yeah, did they all make y'all watch The Passion of the
Well,
Christ?
no. The second coming is a film about
Nah.
when the state finds out that Jesus is a black man, and they accuse him of being a lunatic.
Oh, that's what they would do.
That sounds about right.
They would try to judge
Exactly. He's a
Jesus.
black
Sounds
man with dreadlocks, and they're like, "You're not Jesus. Jesus
that
is
sounds
white."
about that sounds about white.
Hey, all I'm saying is for movies like that, where they do stuff like that, they have to find white people to play white people.
Hey, wait a minute. What was that? What was that movie? In Egypt, where it was like white people, City of Gods or something? Not City of
They,
Gods, but
The Prince of
Egyptian
Egypt.
gods.
they what?
Hey, Prince of Egypt was the shit, man. That was an animated movie, man. Come
It
on,
was
man.
called Gods of Egypt.
Gods of Egypt. That's what it was, and it was
Oh,
not
everybody was
one.
white.
Yeah,
Yeah, everybody was
That's
straight.
almost
everybody.
that's
Gerard
almost
Butler was getting
every
cut.
I don't know if that was true, but I know he was in it.
almost every
Rock,
movie
the
about
Rock is the
Egypt
Scorpion King.
has no black people.
The
Like
Rock
just
ain't never claimed to be black ever. The most he's claimed to be black
Yes, he
was on that
did.
fucking
First on that tape
on
now.
Ballers.
I'm black and
In
no stop
Ballers.
doing.
Yeah, yeah.
Drake never claimed to be black either. In fact, he openly said, "I'm not black. I'm biracial." And I was like,
He said
"So why you keep saying the N word?" I feel like
he
Drake
could.
needs to be beaten several times.
So what you're saying is we'll add him to the list. It's Joe Rogan, Joe Biden, Drake.
Every
And
time I
The
see
Rock.
Drake's
Not in
son,
that
I
in
feel like he
reverse
needs to
order.
Oh
be
yeah, The
beaten
Rock.
because
Sorry, The
ain't
Rock.
no way in hell that child is
Hey, The Rock gonna
biracial.
be president. I'm telling y'all that now.
We
The
already
Rock
said
or
that.
Barack?
No, The
Both,
Rock.
both,
No.
I'll be at
both can be
Barack,
2028.
true.
Barack will be the first Mr. President.
Yeah,
And
Michelle
the
need to
first
keep
black
playing, man.
president born in America. Because we already know with The Rock. I mean, not with The Rock. Well, Obama was born in Cambodia or something like that, right?
They had
Who?
the best breast milk, bro. Like, oh my
Exactly.
god.
Cambodia,
The
breast
There's
best,
a
milk, bro.
reason that
I
he
the
tell you.
succeeded,
best
nigga. It was that breast milk, bro.
Hey,
breast
the
milk,
first
boy.
black woman he ever dated was Michelle. As white
The
people say in
first and
quotes,
only black
Hey,
woman.
and
woman
he,
he ever
hey,
dated.
As white people say in quotes, woman.
that's fucked up.
Okay.
The first black woman he dated was Michelle because she wouldn't let this nigga go.
Locked it down and locked it in. Now
You see
she
that
like,
right
That's
hey,
here?
fuck your
This
kids'
right here,
breakfast. They
Women are
gonna eat some
fucking weird,
vegetables
bro. I
around this
don't.
this
motherfucker.
It's
this
not, bro.
right
They
here
need.
is Barack's pussy.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
but last but not least, the GOAT, aka Kevin
Don't you
Samuels,
ever call
is
him that,
blowing up
you
again this week
motherfucker.
because people are mad.
He is
We
not
call
the
him the
He
GOAT
GOAT.
all the
is.
time.
He's not the
Yeah,
GOAT.
we do.
The GOAT, aka Kevin Samuels, is blowing up again because
Him and
people
Tony
are mad.
Ravioli.
Exactly. We have podcasts that are making these anti Kevin Samuels threads saying Kevin Samuels ain't the God. No one ever said Kevin Samuels is the God. We're just saying
He said
he's
he
the
the goat.
greatest because of the fact that he has instituted as well as created a conversation that people weren't having before Kevin Samuels. Before Kevin Samuels, it
Oh,
was just hit
hold
pieces
on,
on black
wait.
men.
They were having it. It was just on the woman's side.
No, that's what I'm saying. Before Kevin
Yeah.
Samuels, it was just hit pieces on black men and niggas ain't shit threads. After Kevin Samuels started saying, well, guess what? Women ain't shit either. Everybody's like, oh my God, scandalous. Salacious words that Kevin Samuels is saying. How dare he say that women aren't going to be able to get the man of their dreams at 45 and have a kid, and this nigga's going to make $3 million and insert Bishop's description of black women and what they want right here.
Look, man, black women want a man that works.
Got that guap.
That works. He got a lot of money, but he got all the time in the world to still spend with him. You know what I mean? But he just got mad money. Got all the time in the world to spend with him. He's street as fuck, but he's also extremely corporate. He's acclimated to any situation or any circumstance.
So they
and
want
he
a
fucks him
Tommy
like
Ghost
crazy,
hybrid.
and he's the kitty cat. You know what I mean? Every night for him, know what I mean? And then wakes up in the morning and goes to work for 1 hour, makes $1 million, comes back and spends all day with him.
So they
it's
want-
impossible is what I'm saying.
So-
But I try. I'll try for you, ladies.
So as you heard from Bishop, women want a nigga who's street but also completely corporate. He's got all the things that women want. He makes $1 million a year. He's got all the time that they need, but also he can be gone for hours at a time, even weeks, depending on the woman. And he's going to also take care of them, but at the same time, besides them, he'll fuck for years, but at the same time, we'll just tenderly caress them for many, many nights to make sure that they are super happy with how everything is going and listen to their every thought, but at the same time, also make the authority and decisions on things. What he's saying is, it's impossible, black woman, is what he's
Bishop
saying.
quote
This
must
Hold
be
on.
put in there at least once a year for this podcast because that is the most realist statement ever said on this podcast beside our King is God. But like that doesn't even matter nothing like that. What I'm saying is I don't even know what I was about to say.
All I'm saying
Yeah,
is that
what
seems
I
a little
was saying,
confusing. That sounded like you said, like you were in a classroom. You asked each individual student the same question. Everybody had a different answer, and then you went to the parents and was like, "Look, I asked them one question. Look at all these shits they gave me. All of your children are functionally retarded."
but That's kind of what a lot of
Like,
this evolves down to when we have these conversations about relationships and stuff. Because women are really mad
Yo,
at Kevin Samuels, but
you
at the
know that
same
one
time,
chick I
like,
be arguing with 40?
yeah.
She's
Yeah.
40? Like, bitch, shut up.
I
You're
mean, she's
40.
40. She's 40, and she spends a lot of time arguing with niggas on the internet. And in fact, she
And
enjoys
she's
that.
fat.
Well, I mean, look, her weight out of this
You
conversation.
took it out of it. But she talking about
I
how bad
mean,
she is. She talking about how bad
look,
she is.
first and foremost, just because she talks about how bad she is doesn't mean that you have to always reality
No,
check
no,
her. You
no.
can just
You
let her be
reality
in her
check the
own little
Oh,
fuck
I
out
bubble.
of her.
don't. She
I
was like,
feel
I'm
like
so glad I had my baby in my
You
20s. Like,
can't
bitch.
reality check someone who is completely delusional.
why not?
That
The
is
problem,
true.
see, I think the issue is you're going in the wrong direction. I think it should be exactly that. If you reality check the fuck out of everyone, then everyone has to come to reality. Maybe we can all get on the same page. But
No, because
it's that slimy. What?
there's a large amount of people who are completely and totally delusional, and
Fuck
that's
them.
kind of the point
Let's
that
fuck
he's
them. That's
going.
what.
But
No, fuck anarchy.
that's
Fucking it. No, tell these motherfuckers that they don't know shit.
but that's what we're saying he does every week, and she comes back harder in her fucking delusion. That's
Well,
why I tell this nigga don't have a conversation with her because it's a waste of time. Although every now and then I get into a conversation, but this nigga literally every time she posts some bullshit, this nigga's like, I disagree. It's like, bro, you know what her opinion is because she's dumb enough to put whatever her opinion is in the third sentence of every single post that she makes. It's like da 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 da. Niggas who buy entry level Mercedes don't have good dick, and it's like,
No,
how
she
do you
said
know?
entry-level Mercedes don't exist. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Well,
Exactly.
you might as well get a real Benz instead of you out here with a fake Benz.
Right, a
Man, they're
Benz is
all
a Benz,
Benzes. What the
bitch.
hell are you
Y'all
talking
buy
about?
some
Yeah,
nice
they
She's
don't
like,
cars, some
ride.
George.
I talk to niggas at a
That's
Mercedes.
like, but that's
No.
the
She
equivalent to
actually
telling nigga if you
referenced
buy
it.
some Nikes instead of some George niggas, you buy some fake Nikes. Like, wait, what? Like, no.
Yes, but that's literally what she says. That's why I'm saying you cannot win against someone who's delusional. The good thing about dating and relationships is, sure, there are a lot of these hit pieces on black men, niggas ain't shit threads, and all these things. But when you actually sit down and talk to a group of women, you actually will have a real conversation, and they will be able to see what your perspective is, and you'll be able to hear some of their perspectives. Like I had a girl who told me that anime guys are the best, and niggas who like Disney are the most toxic niggas of all time. I'm like, I just feel like
I
patently
Offset,
agree
that's
with
false.
that. I agree with that.
Offset,
I
yeah,
agree with that.
Offset against the nigga. He toxic as fuck, bro.
I
Offset,
also
I
agree with that.
I don't I don't I don't agree
I
with
agree
that
with that.
because
I
I
do.
again,
I do.
you can, but I'm saying I think making such blanket fucking judgments is fucking stupid. Like
But
the
we
fact
do it
Bro,
all the
but like
time.
who like
You've done
Disney
that at least
movies?
10 times on this podcast.
count out the 10 times that I did blanket statements. Do
Oh man,
that, nigga.
once we
You
play
did
it
the
back,
whole
I'll be able to
time.
pull.
You did the
I'll have a
whole
clicker
time.
with me. Like 2, there we go. 3. What do you say about Kanye West and what Women from the Islands? 3. All right. Like,
First and foremost, what did
He
I say
ain't
about
shit. Oh,
Kanye West?
no.
sorry, not Kanye West, but
Oh
Women
man.
from the Islands.
Man, you said they were awesome.
That's
Look,
still
nigga,
technically a blanket
I'm
statement.
just
So I
saying,
mean, I
I'm
went
just
either way.
saying, I'm just saying,
I
no,
didn't say
you
they were good or
lose both.
bad.
You lose both ways. But women from the islands, nigga, that's obviously my opinion. I didn't realize I needed to give a disclaimer
This is
every single
this is
time
gonna be
I
on the
say my
internet, nigga.
opinion.
You always gotta
Unless
have
I
a
say,
disclaimer.
actually,
Are they good enough
actually,
to marry? Are they good enough to marry?
I mean, look,
Island men don't cheat. They just have many wives. All right.
Hey,
first
hey,
and
they don't.
foremost, nigga, we know that's your opinion as an island man.
He's an
But
I
that's the thing
island.
about it
know.
is, exactly, he's an island man,
Which
not
is
island
hilarious.
boy.
The fucking
'Cause-
Cubans trying to talk about patois. I'm like, bitch, it's Spanish. It's fuck. Anyway,
exactly. But the main point here is that Kevin Samuels is winning right now. A lot of people are mad at him. They were mad that Nicki Minaj sat down with him. I'm like, I mean, that was one of the most fluff interviews he's
I'm mad
given.
at anything Nicki Minaj does. I'm low key mad at Nicki Minaj breathes. Like,
Hey,
so
I mean, no,
y'all
but
seen
the
that
thing that
picture
people
with
don't
little baby
see,
when she's super light skinned? And then the next
yes,
picture
I've
is
seen that.
okay.
I'm just saying,
like, what happened?
Nicki
Hold on.
Minaj is on a reunion
It's like
tour
three
because of
different
after that
colors.
last thing.
Y'all got the link?
wait, what's going on?
Hold on, let me,
What's going
I
on?
got
He'll
it. I
find it.
got
He'll
it.
find
I
it for
got
you.
it. I got it. I got it.
Oh no,
Nicki
I thought y'all
Minaj.
said it was a video with Nicki Minaj and it doing some stuff with the
Oh
light
no,
skinned
no.
girl. Oh, I ain't saying this yet.
No,
I
no,
was
no, no,
cool
no,
with that.
no, no,
I was
no.
Oh,
cool with
okay.
that.
Looking
All right.
light
Yeah, yeah.
skin, looking light skin, looking
Oh,
light skin.
Anything, I mean,
oh, never
anything she
mind.
does that's
Got my
outside of
hopes
the
up and shit.
pornography demo, I'm against.
Okay, all right. Well, we gonna leave that where it is because that's not my
Hold on.
that's
Why
not
would
my
you
way
want
of
to
What's
looking
watch
at
up?
the video with
stuff.
her? There's some
I
so
don't
fake.
know. Why do niggas watch pornos with women with dicks? I don't know.
First
Niggas are
off, when it
weird.
comes to
Hold
Nicki
on.
Minaj,
You got
I'm curious.
hold on.
I am
Wait, have you
curious. All
tried it?
right, with her.
Have I ever tried it? No, nigga. I'm not gonna try that.
All right, so let's do it. We all gonna sit around and watch
What?
porn, and then we're gonna put our
Oh
hands
no!
on each other's penis.
When did we get
And
there?
whoever gets hard
What
first
the
is gay.
fuck?
I don't like this place.
And whoever get hard first is gay. I'm just saying.
This
I don't like this
this
place
is
at
not
all.
what I signed up for. I don't remember it being in the contract.
All right, bro. We're gonna see who has the strongest will. Who gonna watch
Hey,
chicks with dicks and not get sticks? You know what I'm saying?
I won't.
Let's
That's
He
see.
is
weird.
obviously gonna be the person who is doing this by his goddamn self.
I feel like anybody who watches, well, if you're a dude, you watch porn, you imagine that you're that dude.
Yeah,
I don't want to imagine
yeah,
myself as that
yeah. That's
lady.
kind of weird.
That's weird. What kind of fucking shit is this? This is America. What kind of queer shit you're trying to bring into this fucking place? But we're not gonna
My,
do that shit here. No,
Just
sir.
like an
Fuck you
island boy.
from.
Hey, he
Just
wants to
like an
do that
island
shit
man. Just like an island
like
man.
an island
I don't know if we can.
boy.
I mean, those
He was
boys,
Gonna
he
kill
clearly
you.
look
island
like they hailed
boy.
from Florida. I don't know if that counts.
They
I mean,
supposedly
that's their
Cuban
natural thing.
American.
Nah, they some island boys.
Well, I mean, Cuban is an
Yeah,
island.
but
I mean, even let's
Florida
just
The
is
say
kind of
island
the
that
they
they ran
fucking
away
dumb.
from. Tariq Nasheed. Why don't you go up
he
against
ain't gonna
Cubans?
do that. He
You
ain't
ain't
gonna
ready
do
for
Wait,
that.
that
I don't have
conversation.
no problem with Cubans. My grandfather was Cuban. Fuck y'all talking about?
No, not
Hey,
you.
them
I'm talking
boys.
about Tariq Nasheed.
When I went
Who?
there, they said one of their favorite songs is "I Am Nigga." Like they go deep. Them niggas love Tupac more than the West Coast. No,
You talking
Cuba.
about Florida or
I've
Cubans?
been to
That's
Cuba.
because he
They
Talking about
lived
love
Cuba.
there.
Tupac. Like you can be in the middle of a club and the twerkiest song can be on, and let
Yeah.
Tupac come on, and everybody rocking with Tupac. Like them niggas are niggas.
You didn't know that?
I
Tupac
heard.
lived
I
there.
mean, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I
I
saw
mean,
his
yeah.
castle.
That's the thing about it. Where he looks down on the West and is like, ain't none of you niggas made shit as good as me. But
No, he
any
wasn't
final
really
thoughts?
that good.
Nigga.
Hold on, what were we talking about? I didn't watch the whole interview with Nicki
No, no,
Minaj.
no, no. The whole
Oh,
interview
Kevin
with
Samuels
her
was
is
fucking this fat
irrelevant.
bitch on the internet every week. And what?
We didn't talk about Kevin Samuels' sex life. I mean, that's really not something I give a shit about.
I assumed that they
Uh,
were doing stuff together, but then fighting. That's what I assumed. Like how it wasn't that one Boondocks episode where CeeLo was fucking that bitch from Fox News. I assumed that they
yeah, but
really
the thing
putting out.
about it is he was really just giving her a chance on his redemption tour and exposing her to his audience and vice versa. Because some people I know watch that Nicki Minaj interview because they like Nicki Minaj. And I'm like, why do you still like Nicki
Yeah,
Minaj? But
that's
that's neither here nor
questionable.
there.
Hold on, what did Nicki Minaj do?
She's Nicki Minaj.
Huh?
He don't like Nicki
Like the
Minaj because
overcooked
she's
thing?
fucking this dude who apparently has like some sexual offender shit in his past. And
No,
he's
no,
like,
no.
that was
Oh,
my bitch first.
She married that nigga.
No, Nicki Minaj has a hefty reputation with sex offenders, from her fucking family to the nigga she married. So clearly, there's some trauma there.
Oh, she's in the rap game. I mean,
well, let's be real.
So you're saying
Let's
the
be
rap
real.
game has a lot of sexual offenders? That's
well, not
all
Black
the
people
we.
rap
got a
game,
lot of sex
the
offenders.
street rap game. Yes,
Black people got a lot of sex offenders out here free.
Yeah,
So
but
don't be
she
going out
has
there
some
because we know here.
infatuation with
But
that
we
shit.
know.
is it
Well,
I
infatuation?
mean, look, her trying to, stand
I
up
don't
for her
have
brother is, seen as, I don't want to
She
say
told
normal,
her
but
husband that
it's
you remind me of my
Louisiana normal.
Jeep, and her Jeep is her brother.
Correct.
Oh, so
I'll
that's what
stick
she
up for
got
my
them.
brother.
Well, hey, I guess she learned how to do what she does from somebody.
Her
Very
uncle,
true.
island boy.
Her uncle?
Oh man,
She learned from the island boys.
He just trying to make it
so
on.
If you don't give it, I'ma
so
take it. That's the song. That's the song they sing.
so
I
Kevin
don't
I
know the
Nash.
mean,
song.
that is some very
Yeah.
rapey sounding shit. So I'm just
Oh,
gonna
did they
leave that
make it
shit where
song
it is.
or it's just that little skit?
Say what?
What are you talking about?
The Island Boy people, did they actually make a song
Because
or is
no,
it
them
just like
niggas
that
were
skit?
getting like booked at somebody booked them at Live in Miami at one point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man. I'm pretty sure they just get booed
no,
everywhere they
they have
go,
Yeah.
but it's a
music.
check.
They have music, but yeah, they get booed,
Yeah,
but they
yeah.
still get their check. So
Man,
they're like,
y'all just
"Look,
gonna boo
nigga, this
me.
is the
I'll
best.
perform one of my songs.
This is the best shit ever." Because I mean, Red Dirt been on stage with niggas, and they really
Let's
enjoyed it,
not
but it was
be
the wrong kind of niggas. It was the wrong kind of niggas.
let's
If
not
you
be
want, I would.
niggas.
Hey, look, "Let's Not Be Niggas" is a great song, but y'all niggas played for a group of people
Make
that
it the
y'all don't want
intro.
to replay for.
Hey, make it the intro. There you go.
What
For
for this
black.
season of
Yeah,
Everyday Black Men?
yeah, let's make it the
Okay.
intro.
Okay, I'll make it the intro. You send me the clip. I will chop it up. I will add it.
Sing the song or the clip?
No, send me the whole song. Sorry, send me the whole song. I'll make a clip of it.
The mailbox is full and cannot accept any messages at this time.
Why you
Goodbye.
always lying? Oh my God, stop your fucking lying.
What is
Or
Tariq
you
Nasheed's
3 months. It'd be terrible for Black
What's
History.
Tariq Nasheed's what?
What is Tariq Nasheed's opinion on immigrants coming from Puerto Rico?
Oh, he has nothing. He only has smoke for black immigrants. He doesn't
Yeah,
talk about Hispanics.
Most of
it's because he married a Latin immigrant.
Caribbean. I would say that's more of an African sentiment. I mean, there are Caribbeans who say that, but that's more of an African sentiment. From what he says, he got something with the Black Africans, not necessarily the Caribbean folks.
Just because
So
he married
not saying
Caribbean.
that he don't have. I mean, he did a
I'm
good
not
job.
saying
His
that.
wife not
I'm
bad
just saying that's
looking.
where the hypocrisy comes in.
I mean,
Is it
bro,
hypocrisy or nepotism, man? You know, what's it?
The answer is yes.
I'm looking at his
Kevin,
wife.
Kevin
'Cause I
Samuels.
ain't never seen his wife. Oh hell yeah, bro! I put all my PP in her.
But you don't pull out. That'd be awkward. You know, Georgia has a law where if somebody's fucking your wife and she gets pregnant while y'all are still married, it's your
That's
kid.
why I don't want to
Yeah,
move there.
yeah.
I have friends that are
It's the
just like,
same
I
thing
only
in
fuck
Texas.
married bitches. And I'm like,
It's the
you're a
same thing in
horrible
Texas.
person.
Yo, those are some good friends. You should hang around them. Those niggas are visionaries.
They might be on the podcast right now.
Oh, Riker. Anyway, well, who else would that be? Come on.
Sorry.
Are you talking about yourself?
Had something else that came up.
No, are
Not
you talking
reminding
about
me of my
yourself?
Jeep.
Hold on. Are you talking about yourself?
What? What
He
are you
know
talking
who I'm
The-
talking to.
what?
Nigga,
No.
you realize I've obviously not been paying attention to the last 60
Right.
seconds
You
of the
know,
show.
he has not been paying attention for at least 60 seconds. You coming at him with this, man. What's going on with you, man?
Exactly, bro.
You listen back to this. You'll hear what he said. And he's talking about his goddamn self. He not talking about nobody else.
What did you say, nigga?
I don't know why you're quoting Zero from Houston. I didn't realize you listened to Houston rap like that, but
I
I'm
did. He
glad.
was okay. One
Hey,
album.
fuck you, dog.
Was he actually good? Because I was deep into Houston when the Paul Wall, Mike, what was that
Mike,
nigga name? Mike Jones.
Mike Jones,
I was that same era. What's that
Trey.
other guy?
Well, I mean,
Not
so you
what's that guy's name? He was
I'm
just
sorry.
as
I'm sorry.
good.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
unplug.
I'm sorry. Can I get a
Who made
recap of what's going on?
back? Give me 50 feet.
Juvenile.
No, no, it was like Big O or something like that.
Big
Bag.
Mo.
Oh, give me 50
Oh, Big
feet.
Mo.
No, that wasn't Big Mo. Big Mo was new. That was like back then. Oh, iPhone.
No, that was Lil. That
No.
was Lil O. No, that was Lil O.
No, I
I
said
thought it
Big
was
Bad,
Big
bad.
O.
Mo. Bigmo.
No,
No, Big
It
Mo
was
is the
Little
nigga.
O. It was Little
Oh,
O who did it. It's
Bad
bad,
Bag.
bad. Give me 50 feet, or I'm gonna
that's a
grab a
horrible
gat and
name.
hit a nigga with the heat. Bad,
Yeah, he was from
Give me
Houston.
50 feet. Don't try to give me that, bitch. You ain't no kin to me.
Yeah, that's the only song that made it over here because it was him, Big Hawk, Big Mellow, Screw,
HAWK. Yeah.
and that whole crew, man. I liked all them back then. I
The
used to
SUC.
love Screw music, but then it got repetitive after a while. Like
I mean,
really repetitive.
You cutting out.
Yeah, he out in Texas.
You
Oh,
got
Lil
big.
Kiki, Big Hawk, Fat Pat, I remember all them niggas.
Yeah.
Zero, Trey the Truth.
The
I
truth,
know a little
his
bit.
voice too deep
South
for me
Park
to get into his
Legacy.
music.
SPM. That's fucked up, bro.
Yeah,
That's kind of racist.
that's cool.
Like, you sound too black.
He sound
I ain't
like
listening
he
to it.
need to get some
It's
fucking
fucked
Vicks or
up.
something. I don't know.
Yo, I'm looking at the picture of Chameleon there. This nigga looks like he moisturized his face with Vicks Vapor Rub.
That nigga, my favorite song by Chameleon is called "For the Love of Money" because I love
Hey,
that
I
hook.
ain't
For
gonna
the
lie.
love
Hey,
of money. Yeah.
Oh, big swingers and doors,
hey,
big
The
yo,
millions is on the road.
love.
yeah,
You
Man,
already
go, we ride with folk. Don't there with no lady. Fall in love with them. No, for the box got the
know.
money.
That song is so
Oh,
hard. Y'all should listen to that. It got that old beat that everybody used in the 90s. Dun, 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 dun. I saw like 20
that
people
sounds
use
like
nah,
an
that.
that sound
'80s
like down five.
like pop song you just did.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. That dun, 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 dun. All the bands used to play that shit. It used to be the same beat. I swear 8 people made a song with
Oh,
that
I
same
feel like
fucking
the
beat.
episode's gonna be closing. I want to shot fire to somebody or to a podcast that I frequent.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Because I'm not on Twitter anymore and I'm not active on IG like that. I just want to say, for those of you people that listen to the Everyday Black Man and you also listen to the JBP, the Joe Budden podcast, if you take any music fucking critique advice from these motherfuckers, hold your head underwater, throw a toaster in there, and also listen to Tekashi's last 2 albums because them niggas fucking taste their music is atrocious. Anybody that loves the shit that they saying, including Fabio, Dirk, and all these other whack ass drill artists, y'all suck. Y'all are stupid. And then their takes on R&B music is fucking trash too. The nigga didn't have a successful music career. Why the fuck would you listen to his goddamn critique on what music or good music sound like?
You need to leave. Whoa.
Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey argument. That's a Steve Harvey argument.
Exactly.
That's all. I'm done.
We know because you're wrong.
If you don't have
hate out. No, his hate is right.
No. His
it don't
hate
mean
is right.
if you have a
the rest of his
bad
argument is
career,
wrong.
doesn't mean that your taste is bad. But his volume speaks to his critique because he kept trying and it clearly didn't hit. In an era of internet music where if your shit does hit,
yeah, but I mean, look at his exactly. Look at what he's done. He's brought to life.
Don't bring his podcasting journey in there. I'm talking about specifically music.
No. We're not talking about his podcast. We're talking about
no, because that's not his product. And his product alone.
Again, without him having a career, Slaughterhouse.
I don't dispute that. Exactly. There you go. Exactly.
Exactly.
But what I'm saying is, you might be right because I did listen to Slaughterhouse. I'm talking about solo ventures, nigga. Solo ventures versus the group. I mean,
first and foremost, okay, some niggas just are gonna always be on coattails.
How many of y'all niggas went to hear Michelle and Kelly Rowland's album? All right, not all of y'all niggas.
I actually knew that Michelle had an album, so hi.
Exactly. Like
I did not know Kelly had one.
Albums. They've been good. Michelle's Christian album is, it was
a bad Christian album. That's hard to do because nobody gonna go against the Lord.
I mean,
have you seen Yo, bro? You would go against anything on the internet, bro.
Exactly.
But
the Lord ain't safe. Not in America.
At the end of the day, all I'm saying is I've heard this motherfucker critiques, and I'm always looking for something new. And it's just trash, man. Like it started out in a good place.
Hey, but Young Gravy and Dylan Francis came out with Cake and Cognac, and the Coochie Anthem should be the number one song in our head right now. Coochie Anthem.
Y'all think about it is the Coochie album might be one of the quote unquote best songs.
I'll go ahead and say to add some credibility to what my statement is. I ain't necessarily always agreed with what y'all have had in taste in music, but y'all have shit that I actually like. Gravy. One of them. I didn't know who the fuck that was until y'all had me do y'all mixtape, and several other artists that I was like, oh, actually fuck with this. I didn't like Trippie Redd until y'all recommended a song like Trippie Redd. But I was like, oh, this shit actually.
Hey, bro, that nigga Lil Durk, bro,
he's
I do not
trash.
Get it.
Everything about he does is trash. And if you find a nigga threatening, then you are a fucking pussy. I'm sorry. It's just.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people that
that's
are
hurtful.
Hey, you know what? There's a lot of other niggas that thought Lil Durk was a G, and you know what they are? They're dead. Ha!
First and foremost, don't you bring up the little dead.
I'm just saying. Everybody else that thought Durk was gonna hold him down.
It hits everyone who comes in contact with Lil Durk. So you are technically in the crosshairs because you know about Lil Durk's music.
And why niggas always come to Atlanta to get killed by Lil Durk? Like they sacrifice niggas in Atlanta. Like what?
Because Atlanta is a very fertile sacrificial ground, nigga. There's a lot of people go missing in Atlanta.
It traces back to the slave days.
No, it chases back to the slaves who got mad at white people and began having the voodoo accidents. But since we're going to close out with music,
I fuck with his music.
I mean, yeah, but that's different. That's different. So he liked that album. I thought Saba's Few Good Things was really good. Definitely a strong contender for the beginning of the album of the year thing. On the Afro beats front, Ade Kunle Gold, his album Catch Me If You Can came out. And it was pretty good. I like his Afro beats or Afro Pop Volume 1 more. I think it had better songs.
What they did to reggaeton and Afrobeat, because Afrobeat is clearly the leading fucking genre in the world, but it gets no credibility.
So Drake's about to do a couple songs in Afrobeat and act like he did.
Yeah, Drake has been doing it. I mean, look at his stuff with WizKid.
I don't listen to Drake. I'm sorry.
No, but I'm saying like that was one of the ways that WizKid knew that he was crossed over
Drake
when
is
Drake is
biting you,
knocking
then
on
he
his
got
door
something.
to do a cover. Because the next biggest thing will be when Drake and DeVito both make a song
Danny?
together.
He
Because
tried it with
that'll mean
Pop
no,
Punk.
his name is DeVito. It's
It's
David,
Davido.
but there's an O,
Davido.
so they call him DeVito.
Nigga, you're Davido.
It's DeVito.
Danny,
It's
the
not
nigga from
Danny.
It's Always Sunny
Hey,
in Philadelphia.
No, it's not Danny.
He got a new movie, it's like Up or something. I think it's like Don't Ice or some shit. I can't remember, but he got a big top hat. You know what I'm talking about?
We know exactly what you're talking
I'm on
about.
the Batman.
Yeah.
No,
well,
we're
he
not
said
talking
that
about the Penguin.
Danny DeVito.
That is literally what we're ending the episode. Thanks again, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to another episode of Everyday Black Man Podcast. Podcast Authentic Black Man Thoughts. I was Riker. He was Armstead. He was DJ All Night. And of course, he was the Apostle Reed. Go ahead with your quote.
Time you meet your destiny on the very road you were trying to avoid. Follow it all here with all Reed. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Stole that from Shannon Sharp.
I bet you did, and that's exactly why that shit does not sing. But at the same time, he didn't need to be a singer. He was an athlete. So, of course, check out our Patreon, EBMP, and our website, www.everydayblackman.com. Peace.
Athlete.
hey, right.
Hypothetically.
Athlete.